What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Well, I promised a full follow-up video on the Bose LP1 Pro 16 speaker array, and my number one question when I bought these is, could I use this in a live band setting? I knew people used them for solo acts, you know, acoustic guys, coffee shop type gigs, people, DJs, stuff like that, but could you do it in a rock band with loud volume, drums, bass, guitar, screaming, all that kind of good stuff? Would it work for that? I was told it would. So I decided to give it a shot, and I took them out to a gig, and I'm happy to report they worked pretty well. Quick and easy setup, one cable, plugged it in, and it was plenty loud. I kept it on, I turned the main volume on the speaker up to about 1 o'clock. I didn't turn it up all the way. So I still had room to go if I needed it. I kept my stage volume. Normally I play with a little bit louder stage volume, especially in some of these smaller clubs. If there's not proper monitor setup, because I like to be able to hear myself really good and just let the amp do the work. Because I got a good amp, you know, 5153. But this night I said, you know what, I'm gonna make these speakers do all the work. So I kept my stage volume really low. I couldn't even hear it over everything. Ran the guitar through there, had monitors on the front, and I let the PA do the work, which is really what sound men would prefer you to do anyway. And yeah, it was plenty loud and nice and clear. Vocals were good. I did try to shoot a little video at the show, but it's hard to capture the video, the audio, the way if you're in the room. If you want to know what these speakers really sound like, you're gonna have to go listen to them in the real world, because the quality of the sound is just crazy good. I was looking at these, and at the Guitar Center where I got these, there was the QSC, I think it's the KC12. They were the same price as these. And same kind of setup, a line array speaker sub, except theirs comes up and the speakers fan out into more of a bigger area up here where you can see the speakers. And I really started looking, okay, maybe I should get those. And I looked at some reviews about the KC12s, and it's a 3,000 watt system. These are only 1,250. And this one review I looked at, the guy said, he compared actually the two systems. He said, yeah, the QSCs it is a louder system, which would make sense. But what I decided to do at the old Guitar Center that night is I Bluetoothed into both of them back and forth. First I put them at 50% volume, and I cranked them. Just kept cranking it up on my phone until, I was blaringly loud in there. The Bose were louder and clearer. So I thought, well, maybe 50%, 12 o'clock, on each one. Maybe it's not the same, it could be, they're not calibrated the same. It could start lower, start higher. Anyway, 12 o'clock may not be the same on both of them. So me and the sales guy, we were there. I said, let's dime them out. So we cranked them all the way up and did the same thing. And playing some good hard rock and loud music. And I just started inching the volume up, inching it up. And I don't know how, but these speakers were still louder. And it seemed to me, the demo that I did, the QSCs, when it started getting really loud, the sound started getting a little distorted. But these never did. These stayed crystal clear the entire time, and the bass was just thumping doosh, doosh right in the chest. So I don't know. The QSCs did have some settings in the back that you could go in and change some stuff, so it's possible. And I asked the salesman about that. I said, is it possible we can dial this thing in a little bit better to make it sound more like the Bose or beat the Bose? Because it's supposed to be louder, And he didn't know how to operate it. I didn't know how to operate it. And I'll be quite honest with you, I don't like a lot of knobs. I don't like a lot of functions. I like kind of stuff kind of simple. And that's what I like about these. These are simple. You just plug them in. You got bass and treble, volume. And that's all you need. This takes care of everything else. You don't have to worry about messing. If you got a PA system with subs and stuff, you got to deal with the crossovers and this does everything automatically for you. You don't have to mess with anything. So, to me, it was a win. Some of the reviews I've seen on these speakers, people complained that, this is a two-part column here. You got a spacer, and then the speaker column is here. People were complaining that when they tried to disassemble it, they couldn't get the spacer off from the speaker column, and they were having to really tug on it and finally break it loose almost, you know. And they were talking about, well, that could be a problem. What if it causes the connection to break, and it could be a problem down the road? And I thought, yeah, it could be. I kept looking at reviews on these speakers. I never saw where that had actually happened, but the people were having a hard time getting them apart. So I don't know, maybe Bose made some changes over the years to make that connection different, because I didn't experience that. So I just wanted to leave one here together and just show, if you come over and just, I mean it came right out, right? And it was fully assembled. I did not do anything to no trickery here. It just comes right off. And and you can see the connector here fits down inside the other. Bing, bang, boom. And then the spacer. Yeah, so another thing cool about this too, if you're playing up on a stage, sometimes I've played shows where the stage may be this high off the ground. Well, in that case, you could just you wouldn't need the spacer. You could just plug the speaker in there. Because these speakers at the bottom, if you get them in light, you can see them inside. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can kind of see them a little bit in there. They basically point in different directions. Back, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, to give you that 180 coverage. But here at the bottom, looks like it's the last three. There's a curvature here. You can see how it starts to go down. These speakers here point down. So if you're up high, these speakers would actually shoot sound directly down onto the audience right on the front. So that's pretty cool. So this thing covers, sound covers it like a blanket. And you know, when you walk in, this thing, now granted, I'm extremely strong and powerful male, but you can tell it's not that. These were about 45 pounds, 48, something like that. It's not a heavy deal. So it's pretty cool. Then the problem I had was, what am I going to put over this? Because the Bose, it didn't come with any type of cover. It came with, you can order a slip cover that goes over the top of it for $55. It basically leaves this part open where you can reach in and grab it. But it really didn't offer any protection. It was just like taking a windbreaker or something and sliding over the top with a hole cut in the top of it. So I wasn't really down with that. So what I found, I should have opened this before I started the program. Ordered these off of Sweetwater. This is a Gator, it's called the Pro 15 speaker tote. And Gator makes all kinds of cases. If you're a musician of any type, you probably own a Gator bag or a case of some sort. And it feels like a good quality heavy duty bag. And it is padded. And you got, you wouldn't want to drop it off the back of the truck driving down the road or throw it off the roof of your house. But it does offer you a little protection. And so I have one already in one. Boop. As you can see, it fits in here nice and snugly. And you have this is the word. You got a pouch here in the front, so you can put the speaker cable in here and the power cable. That'll fit in there, which was actually pretty good for me because my gig bag where I keep all my cables is starting to get pretty full. I've got speaker cables, mic cables, guitar cables, patch cables. You can see how it goes on. It's got a Velcro here at the bottom and zippers up both sides. And it just fits right in there. Bing, bang, boom. So, now if you find these online, Gator Pro 15, you'll see that they're $100 a piece. But, excuse me, mustache hair in my mouth. Sweetwater is selling these as a bundle. You get 2 for $100. So for 50 bucks each, you get for $100 you get a freebie basically, and you get a better bag and carry it. Plus it encloses it completely, so when you're in storage, you don't have to worry about anything, no moisture getting in there, or dust and all that kind of stuff. The only thing speakers, electronics hates more than water is dust. So this will keep it totally sealed up and keep it going. So there you go. Now the bag that came with, it comes with, when you buy these speakers, it does come with the bag for the tops. Now this is a good bag. It's padded. It has, even has a divider inside, if I can find a zipper. It has a, my cameraman's sleeping on the job here. It's got a divider built in. And it kind of, the way the bag closes up, it kind of Velcros itself shut automatically. So you can put the top in here, slide it down in there, and when you close it, it kind of Velcros itself off and then keeps it from rubbing up against the divider, or the spacer. And there you go. So, that's my little solution for as far as what to do with the sub. I think that bag is going to work. Those bags are pretty big. I didn't try to, I carry, my mains used to be dark matter PV, dark matter 15s. Pretty big speakers. I was using those as monitors now, and they're pretty big. I held the bag up next to one. I didn't try to shove it in there yet, because I'd have to get it out, because I got all my stuff stacked. I got stuff put in a certain way so that when I go to a gig, I can get it out, but dragging all that stuff out, kind of a pain. But I did go over and put it next to it and held it up. It looks like it will fit in there as well. So Pro 15 basically means it'll fit most 15-inch speakers. They got a Pro 12, I think they got a Pro 10, I think they got a Pro 8. So they got all different sizes of these bags, depending on what kind of speakers you have. So, I don't know, I might get a couple more for the PV speakers. We'll see. But anyway, getting back to the Bose. As far as the sound was, it was good. I mean, it's just, these things sound so good. I don't know it's hard to convey it. You've got to just listen to it. So if there's a guitar center in your neighborhood, or in your city, or wherever, just go into the PA areas. You'll see them lined up over there. Just go to the back. All you have to do is push the, whoops. Push the Bluetooth speaker button. It'll flash blue if I'm not mistaken. Look for it on your phone. Once you see Bose LP1 Pro or LP Pro 1, click it. Light turns white. You're hooked up. And just dial it up. See where it goes. See what it sounds like. Listen to it for yourself. And listen to some music that's got some good bass in it. Some good just, that's going to really push the speaker and challenge it. You want to hear it all. Remember my first video that I did about these? If you hook these up to a mixer, you've got to go through channel 3 and go through the 1/4-inch jack. Otherwise, they will hiss, hiss, hiss. Go listen to watch my first video on it. You'll see a demonstration of the hiss. It is horrible. I mean, I almost took them back. Luckily, I found a solution in digging through the forums, but it wasn't information that was readily available. To me, Bose should have had something in their documentation that, hey, if you're going to use an external mixer, channel 3 works the best, yada, yada. I didn't see anything like that in there, not even on their website, nowhere. So, and if you try to convert into a 1/4-inch jack, because it's got the multi-import, so you can do XLR or 1/4-inch on the other 2 channels. And if you use the 1/4-inch and go into one of those first 2 channels, it's going to still hiss just the same. You've got to go in channel 3. Don't know what's going on in channel 3, but it doesn't hiss like channels 1 and 2 for that. So Anyway, now if you just want to plug a mic, I did plug a mic directly in, I think, channel 1 and just test, and it's fine. So that would be fine if you're doing, like I said, a coffee shop gig or some deal where you're playing on the back porch of a bar, acoustic set. You know, if you just want to maybe plug your guitar in I would imagine plugging just a guitar and a mic in those first, you'd be fine. But if you're going mixer, channel 3. So anyway, but yeah, the sound is just, it's good stuff. And I mean, to be able to come in and set up, I mean, I have my PA set up, and I mean, it didn't take long. Walk in, bloop, bloop, done. So, pretty cool. So check it out, Bose LP1 Pro 16s. Very loud, very clear sounding audio. Not, doesn't distort. Sounds great. So, I did get a little nervous at the gig, I'm not gonna lie, because there was a lady there. She had been drinking a little bit, and she was dancing, and she was getting close to the speakers, and I was getting ready to, like, don't get close to my speakers. I mean, I was really paranoid about it. So it is something to keep in mind with these towers there. You really don't want anybody, you know, I don't know how much abuse these can take, and I don't really want to find out. So just be mindful of that when you're setting them up somewhere. You know, if you do that, just make sure you can kind of keep people away from them. A lot of shows we do in places I've played where you put the mains, you really kind of, it's fine. It would be hard for them to crash into them. But this particular place, it was more kind of out in the open. So, I don't know. So anyway, just thought I'd share this with you real quick, show you the Gator bag. If you don't like that little slip cover and don't want to spend 55 bucks on it, which I wouldn't myself, Gator Pro 15, yeah. So anyway, check it out. Got any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll try my best to answer anything, but like I said, it was a test run. If it didn't work at that gig, I was going to take them back, because these are not cheap. These are not cheap speakers. And normally when I go to Guitar Center, I can always get a discount. I just go in, I'll call somebody on the hotline or whatever and tell them, look, I need a better price on this, and they'll always give it to me. But Bose would not. They said they cannot discount Bose. It's a contract thing. They've got an agreement. They're going to sell the stuff at this price. They cannot negotiate on Bose. I did find a place that Planet Acoustic out of Kentucky that had these for $18.99. So a little cheaper. And I tried to even get them to price match it. They wouldn't price match it, which they say they price match everything, but they would not price match these. So some would say, well, why didn't you just buy them at Planet Acoustic? One, I wanted them for that weekend. Planet Acoustic, you have to order them. And plus, I don't think shipping's included in that. And they do have free shipping at Planet Acoustic, but it did not say whether or not they would ship those for free. It says bigger items, there's going to be a shipping fee. So I would imagine there's going to be a shipping fee. And I imagine that shipping fee is probably going to at least be $80 to $100 per speaker. If you ever tried to ship something, UPS or FedEx, something that's even got any weight to it at all, they hit you pretty hard. So I would imagine, you know, $18.99 suddenly becomes at least $2,000 pretty quick. So, and plus Guitar Center was offering 48 months, 0%. So make it up there in the interest. So anyway, and if I didn't like them, I could just take them back. So anyway, that is that. So don't think you're going to go down there and negotiating, because you're not. Not on these. So anyway, y'all take it easy out there. Be kind to everybody. It doesn't cost a thing. And from what I'm telling you, there's some negative reviews about these speakers out there. I'm telling you, the negativities that people talk about, I did not experience. And one of the biggest ones was not being able to get those spacers apart from the speaker column. And as you can see, mine just come right off. So that's not a deal. I don't know. So anyway, but sound quality is killer. Everybody agrees on that, even the people that kind of trash these speakers a little bit. So anyway, y'all take it easy out there. Peace.